production.
Hello, welcome back to Bradow's Blockbusters. I'm Uncle Bradow.
I'm Jeremy Alves.
And this is a review of the 1981 film History World Part 1. It's an hour 32 minutes long, rated R, written and directed by Mel Brooks. It's a comedy history musical, available on Fandango Now, YouTube, and Google Movies service. It had a budget of $10 million, and it earned $31,672,907 world, making it box office.
Yeah.
As usual, I have the Rotten Tomatoes, IMDb, and Metacritic scores. The Tomato Meter gives it a 58%. The user score is 81. IMDb is a 6.9. 69. And Metacritic is 47.
Very mixed.
Extremely mixed.
Just like last week.
Mm-hmm. I feel like that's just the case for...
Critics don't, audiences do.
Yeah.
That's how it usually goes, I guess.
So, you got any fun facts to share?
I do, but I think there's a plot to be said.
Oh yeah, I should probably read them.
Yeah. You got a plot.
Human history is traced through a series beginning with cavemen struck by their own mice. Then Moses receives the tablets containing the 15, and Emperor Nero, Dom de Luise, presides over a madcap Rome with his wife, Nympho, Madeline Kahn. Jumping ahead, the Spanish Inquisition softens repression with song and dance, and a few centuries later, Madame Defarge, Cloris Leachman, is fermenting revolution in France.
You know, for a movie with a lot of segments, you can't really get a plot, you know.
Yeah, no, but that kind of summarizes the whole...
I guess, in a way.
Because that's basically the gist. It takes us from cavemen to Moses, Rome, to the Spanish Inquisition, to France.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So.
I think the last segment was the best. Just saying.
The French Revolution?
Yeah, French Revolution. I thought that was the best one.
I like the Spanish Inquisition.
Inquisition.
I also did like the Rome, like the Roman Empire.
Oh.
It had a lot of nods to like things that I learned and stuff like that. So that's why I appreciated it. But anyways.
Now I could probably go over to...
Sure.
Yeah. Beforehand, it was agreed that Orson Welles would receive $5,000 per day in exchange for his services. Figuring that he had to spend 5 8-hour days recording and re-recording these lines with Welles, Mel Brooks paid him $25,000 up front. But by noon on the first day, Welles had recorded his lines to perfection, and I quote, "Oh my God, I could have paid you $5,000, Brooks said. After kicking himself for a few minutes, the funny man asked Welles how he planned to spend the bounty. And Welles replied, Cuban cigars and Sevruga caviar. It's a lot of fucking talking I just did.
I love king shit.
You know, to be fair, Orson Welles apparently made the best film of all time. Considerably the best film of all time. Citizen Kane, which I disagree with, but
I've never seen it.
It is a great movie, don't get me wrong, but best film of all time. Wow.
Yeah, no, that goes to Cats 2019.
It's like you always reference stuff that's like bad.
Yep.
It's not fair. It's really not.
Speaking of referencing, not bad things, but referencing. We didn't connect this back to Shrek.
Oh, I know, because, again, the actors in it, I'm just really unfamiliar, so I would have, trust me, if I knew who was in it, I would have, but, no.
I think we were also enamored, because both of us went in.
Yeah. But,
anyways.
John Cleese turned down the role of Count de Monet due to scheduling conflicts. He played the king in the Shrek 2 and 3. Father to Fiona. You know, I mean, that connects to Shrek in a way, but John Cleese wasn't in the movie. But
well, I'm not telling you to now connect it.
No, but that's actually one of the trivias I have. I have a lot of other stuff at the bottom, like Harvey Korman appeared in Blazing Saddles, High Anxiety, and Dracula Dead and Loving It.
Right.
Cloris Leachman appeared in Young Frankenstein and High Anxiety, and then Sid Caesar appeared in Silent Movie. Which I think that's a funny Mel Brooks movie. That's a good movie, but Mel Brooks came up with the name for the movie when he was tired of people asking him what his next movie would be. Jeez. I don't know how that I got that on IMDb, but I know there's a backstory behind it. You know, someone asked him, this isn't on the trivia I have, but I remember reading, some guy asked him on Studio Backlot or something like that, Mel, what's your next movie? And Mel said, History of the World. And the guy said, I think he said, History of the World? You're going to fit all of that? And he said, no, maybe I should, like, split it into 2 parts. You know, make it part 1. And that's where he got his, title. When we all know there will never be a part 2. But the movie was released on June 12th, 1981, the same day as Raiders of the Lost Ark and Clash of the Titans. And I think everyone knows today that Raiders of the Lost Ark is very popular because it's Indiana Jones.
Who doesn't love Indiana? I've never seen Indians. Who doesn't love Indiana?
I think you should. They're pretty well, from what I remember, the first one is great, and then I think the third one is also great, and 2 and 4 are good. Or those are my opinions on it, but anyway, yeah, I think that's all I have for trivia. I know I usually have at the bottom. I don't even mention it at all, but I usually have like whatever credit, like if we have writers, I usually put what they also wrote. Nah, Mel Brooks, this is all him. He's the only writer, only producer. This is all him.
King shit.
King shit.
Pick up your head, King. You dropped your crown.
Yeah.
As he says multiple times. It's good to be the king.
It's good to be the king. And I guess do we even have to mention him for part of the actors?
No. Because he plays, 5 fucking characters?
Yeah, and he's also director.
Yeah.
Producer. And writer. So, do you want to go, you want to go over this big cast?
You know what? Because it's so many names, let's not go into everything that they've done. Let's just mention them.
Okay. And
who they play.
Okay.
Right?
Okay, go ahead.
Starting with Dom DeLuise, who plays Emperor Nero.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on to Empress Nympho, played by Madeline Kahn, who you might recognize from other Mel Brooks, such as Blazing Saddles.
Yeah.
Harvey Korman plays Count de Monet. Cloris Leachman is Madame Defarge. Ron Carey plays Swiftus. Gregory Hines is Josephus. Pamela Stevenson is Mademoiselle Rimbaud. Shecky Green is Marcus Vindictus. Sid Caesar is the Chief Caveman. And Mary Margaret Humes, Miriam.
So, yeah.
I barely recognize.
Yeah.
I recognize Dom DeLuise. He's a big name. Cloris Leachman, she's also a big name. And Madeline Kahn, because, she's been in other Brooks films.
Yeah, she was in, I looked, she was in Young Frankenstein, High Anxiety, and Blazing Saddles.
I don't really recognize any of the rest.
Yeah, I usually do, but it's alright, I guess, right? It's only one movie we're gonna have to, skip the actors' credits, I guess, right?
I suppose on to grading now.
Well, it's very fast, but alright.
Well, do you really want to sit here and go over
No, that would really take up most of the...
Exactly.
Well, if we already said who played everybody, or the main cast. Yeah. I guess we could go straight into acting then, right? Yeah. So, you want to go first here?
Wait, hold on. Okay, never mind. For a second I thought we forgot to mention Gregory Hines, but then I remembered that. So yeah, acting. So let's start on that. I personally think that the acting is on par with regular Brooks films,
Silly, over the top.
Silly, over the top. So I'm gonna go with like a B for it. Okay. Because it's nothing.
Oh, we're doing this again.
Nothing spectacular, but
same thing.
Good. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Same thing. It's a B. They put in the effort. They're funny. Nothing Academy Award worthy, but I will give Mel. I probably will give Mel a lot of credit for playing.
Definitely.
How many characters? 5? And not only that, being the director and again producer and writer, yeah, I'll give him a lot of credit where credit is due.
Exactly.
So, yeah, and everyone was funny.
Yeah.
But I could see the jokes here being a little, very. How do you? This is really screenplay level. This is screenplay level. Here.
Listen, we've said it all month. You can't make Mel Brooks movies
without being offended or something being offensive.
So, anyways, why don't we move to cinematography?
Here it had some. Because I've recently been studying. I'm in college.
You're a film student.
Yeah, and I've learned to actually look a little bit more differently now, and the cinematography here. I'm trying to think. It didn't have any mind blowing or revolutionary camera movement, but
nothing stands out to you.
Yeah, but there are some. Yeah, this is more production design and sets. Cinematography, nothing else. Lighting was just. Yeah, it's a C. Nothing here. Nothing special here.
Yeah.
I'm really trying to think.
I'm with you there. It's C. C is just the go-to grade for cinematography.
Honestly,
most of the time, right? Because it's not shitty work, but it's nothing revolutionary. It's average.
Yeah, and
but
I guess
it's good.
The Spanish Inquisition.
Right. I know you're trying to.
Yeah, just it was underwater. We had that. We had some underwater scenes in this movie.
Yeah, we did.
I don't think it's enough to boost it up, but it's just.
Yeah, I think cinematography is a C.
Oh man,
it's average.
Or when he went to space, no.
Man, I can't believe he actually was space.
Before Spaceballs.
No,
Yeah, I really can't. Yeah. Because I'm tired of giving it a C, but it's just, the way I look at it is just.
You might not like giving it the same grade every week. However, if it doesn't deserve any different grade, then it's nothing you can really do, right?
There's no interesting camera movement or angles. There's no special lighting here.
Right.
The thing that really takes the eye is just, we'll get to it. But yeah. Next, I guess.
Next up would be.
Screenplay here. It's kind of like Robin Hood in a way. Even though this was a decade before Robin Hood, or a little more than a decade, but it's okay, the story isn't original, but this is history. Mm-hmm. You could just get a history book and just say all this stuff. Yeah, it's kind of like Robin Hood. Robin Hood's a book.
It's not the same.
Yeah, well, it's obviously. Robin Hood's a book, mm-hmm. right? And just Mel Brooks sprinkles all his humor and his over the top, inappropriate jokes, mm-hmm. and History of the World is the same thing. It's just him already on something that's not original, because back in the 50s there was so many epics like Lawrence of Arabia or Ben-Hur, which aren't exactly part of history. Just those are epic movies that take around, I don't know when, Roman Empire. I forgot exactly. I haven't seen them in a while, but they're great, and it's the kind of sense I get from him here. It's basically kind of a parody of History of the World, but I guess it's also showing a little love to the epics, mm-hmm. From the 50s.
But don't forget the homage to 2001 at the very
beginning.
And
yes, the homage to 2001 in the beginning, mm-hmm. and never again. But a screenplay, geez. It was funny. It was funny. It made me laugh.
One thing I'm going to point out right away is that I do have to give him props for being the only writer.
Yeah. Because this is all him.
It's not weak in every it's weak in some places. However, it's not weak in every place, right? So a lot of it lands, and I have to give him credit for that.
Mm-hmm.
Especially working alone on the writing process.
Everything. You worked alone on everything. Mm. So, even though it's not original, it made me laugh. I like the joke. I like some of the jokes. Some of them I just give like, huh, or just, huh, even though I just did that. But yeah, it made me laugh. I'm gonna give it a B. It's not that original. Oh, Lord. I totally just lost my place. Just take over now. I lost my place.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna agree with you. It's a B. So many of the jokes land. Not all of them, but it definitely is one of the better movies that I've seen.
I forgot what I gave Robin Hood screenplay last week.
No, me too.
Because again, it's really the same formula where you take a familiar story or, again, history in this case, and just put stupid jokes and humor into it. Which, yeah, I think, it worked good for Robin Hood, and I guess, spoiler for my overall, it's good here too.
Yeah.
But then this next thing,
yeah, lastly, this is where the movie takes the cake. With the production design, that being costumes.
Costumes. Or
Costumes.
spectacle. Let me do that.
Yeah.
That's the word. Well, this is really for plays, but spectacles. It's special effects, costumes.
Set.
Yeah, the spectacle. That's the word.
Everything.
That's the
catches your
appropriate.
eye.
That's the appropriate word there.
Right.
Spectacle. So we got to get rid of that because you don't have to, but that's the appropriate word.
Mm-hmm.
Spectacle. It's an A, even though it has been done before. Again, with the epic, same thing.
Not everything is 100%, especially that fucking dinosaur.
Yeah, But why did you remind me of that?
The pros outweigh the cons.
Yeah, because the
I-
costumes were great, the sets were great.
I'm agreeing with you here. This is definitely an A.
Again, even though it's been done before.
You're right, but at the same time, it's not shitty.
Yeah, it's not shitty.
They didn't give everyone in the Rome scenes a bed sheet and say, "Oh, just walk around." No, they gave them actual fucking togas, good costuming. The sets
And the makeup on Mel Brooks' face.
The sets were immaculate.
When he was Moses, that was really good.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I guess the makeup production set, that outweighs the special effects because they're not that good here, or not. They're not the. They're bad.
Overall,
they're bad.
Spectacle.
Yeah, overall spectacle's an A. But then comes the overall,
The grade of the entire movie.
which we both went in it blind.
Yep.
And I think it's another good Mel Brooks comedy.
Personally, I think it's jumping up it's on the ladder to be in my top 3.
Oh really? Okay. Well, I wouldn't say it's my top 3 for Mel Brooks. But
no.
Yeah.
Saying
But,
my personally.
yeah, but I do think it's a good. Well, I'll just say the letter. It's a B. It's a B. Overall, it's a B for me. It's another Mel Brooks comedy, and it's good. I laughed. I had a good time with it. Well, when don't you have a good time with Mel Brooks? Sometimes. One of them I thought was bad.
I was honestly shocked at how much I liked this one.
Mm.
Which is why it's so surprising to me, because I didn't think I was going to enjoy it as much as I did. So it's surprising to me that I'm giving it an A.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just a sucker for his comedy, but it's
Everyone has their own personal views on things. So.
Yeah. We know for a fact today he would get. Yeah. No, I don't want to get into that again. Leave it at that.
Yeah.
Just leave it. Thank God he stopped making movies. Honestly.
It's unfortunate.
No, and his last one was bad too. It was really. I think it bombed at the box office too.
It's unfortunate that he stopped making movies.
Yeah, Dracula didn't love it was that. But I don't know. I still want to watch that just to see. Oh, what did he end with? Is that But yeah, History of the World Part 1.
Oh yeah.
Good movie.
I'm waiting on Part 4.
Oh yeah. Well, we'll see.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, I think that's all we have to say. Thank you for listening. Make sure to comment your own opinions in the comments below. Like if you liked it. Subscribe if you'd like to. We upload new commentary tracks every Friday, new every Monday. Thanks for joining us. This has been Bradow's Blockbusters. I'm Michael Bradow.
I'm Jeremy Owls.
And always look on the bright side of life.
That's a Monty Python. What
I
the
know.
fuck is that? Well, anyway, that's one way to end the review.
I know it was Monty Python.
But that's another I don't want to go on, but that's like another thing. Like it took place back then, part of history. I don't know exactly what time, but time period. But
like the medieval era.
Yeah, no, that was Holy Grail. That was Holy Grail. Life of Brian was, I guess, around the Christ. I don't know if it was after death or before death.
Right side of life is...
No, Life of Brian. It's Life of Brian.
Oh.
Yeah, Holy Grail. No, it's Life of Brian.
I know it from Spam.
Ah, okay.
Spam.
But that's a good. Actually, Life of Brian's a great comedy that takes around. No, both Holy Grail and Life of Brian were great comedies around, again, history stuff. I don't know the right words for it, but yeah, what a way to end History of the World Part 1.
Yeah, I feel like we're rambling.
Yeah.
Anyways, same things I just said.
Yeah.
This Bradow's Blockbusters. I'm Michael Bradow.
Yeah, I'm Jeremy.
Adios.
Peace.